Welcome to Tech Topics brought to you by Cybervenger. We help keep small businesses stay protected and compliant with cutting-edge cybersecurity and IT solutions.
Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Andy. I'm the managing consultant for Cybervenger. Today is another deep dive into the controls of the NIST 800-171 standard. There's 110 of these, and this is control 3.1.10. Now this control is pretty simple. It just states that if you walk away from your machine, the machine should lock so that no one can see what you're working on and be able to take advantage of your credentials as you're logged in. This is not to have you actually log out of what you're working on automatically, just to lock the screen. Now, the next control that we're going to cover, 3.1.11, does in fact talk about how you're supposed to log off and when and what conditions that happens under, but that's not this control. This one, we're just going to lock the screen. Now, most people who are probably watching the video are running Active Directory and using Microsoft Windows or something along those lines. That is, I think, also has similar options, but they wouldn't be covered by this. So we're going to go over how to lock down a Windows box using group policy through Active Directory. It's very common. I figure it's a good thing to demonstrate to you all, especially since it's a very simple control to explain. Doesn't need an in-depth explanation. So if we look down here, this is our sample computer. It's already locked. It is our lab domain. It's both a domain controller and our lab computer. Doesn't have any production value at all, but it's great for testing here. So I'll log in as our user. If you notice, it's password locked here. And here are our group policies. I already got that up and running. So important to understand with group policy acts like a set of instructions. So if you have more than one group policy, the question is what order does it apply in, right? If you look here at our domain level, and this could be at an OU as well, you'd have this over here, your group policy, your link objects. You could see if you have multiple group policies, you would see an order, 1, 2, 3. It should be in the last policy, your screen settings. Now, like any property in group policy, the last thing to be configured wins. It's not like with firewall rules where the first one is the one that applies. It's actually the last one. It's kind of counterintuitive. Think of it this way. If you have a property, in this case, let's say direction, and that property has a value. It could be left or right. I'm telling someone to go, right? If the first group policy here says go left, and then the next group policy says go left, nothing changes, right? Both values are the same, but the last one says go right, you're going to end up going right because this is the last thing to apply. So first it'll go left, then it'll go left, then it goes right. So the final one to take place is the one whose properties actually apply. Now, if the final group policy didn't have a definition for direction, then the first two policies would apply, thus you would go left. It's a simple explanation. I don't want to get too much into it because group policy isn't the point of this video, but it's important if you could use group policy to know how that works. So here's our group policy. We're getting at the last one, so we know it applies. And here's the next thing on group policy that I have to talk to you about, and we're understanding this works. The screensaver is a user parameter. So where the group policy is applied, what OU it's in, should be where your users are at, not your computers. It won't do anything. There's ways to work around that, but again, I don't want to get into that in group policy. But you create it under your user configuration, and you configure the user configuration. So it's under policies, under administrative templates, under control panel, and then personalization. You can see already I've configured screensaver settings. So the first most important one, of course, you have to turn the screensaver on. And then the next one over here, I put prevent screensaver changing. Why would that be important? Who cares what screensaver it is, right? I've seen screensavers, and we probably all have, that take the image that's on the screen and modify it, play with it, like bubbles or tiles, will shuffle stuff around. The problem with that is you still have some of the information that was being viewed partially visible. That could allow people walking by casually to observe CUI information, even if only for a moment, even if kind of scrambled. It represents a potential leaking of CUI information. CUI being controlled, unclassified information. The thing you're trying to protect with the NIST 800-171. So you have to be sure you don't have a screensaver like that. It has to be either a blank screen or an image that's completely unrelated to what's actually open and running in the background. So make sure that you select the screensaver. You could do that here. You could Oh, here's our timeout, by the way. This is another important one. This tells you exactly how many times, how long the time is. I did 60 seconds here for the demo. Typically 15 minutes is good for the standard. And we force a specific screensaver here. You would specify, so under C, Windows, System 32 directory, there's a list of default screensavers. Ribbon is one I picked here, and you type that in here, .str, and then save that. That way it knows to run that specific screensaver. And that way you don't have anything from behind coming up. And that's it. That's all there is to creating this. Well, almost. You would want to make sure that you leave yourself enough time for this group policy to replicate. It's not instant. Group policy can, kind of work its way through the environment. GP update /force will speed that process up if you're trying to demo and make sure your group policy works. Never assume it's working. Always test it, right? But okay, that's it for this video. My name is Andy. I hope that has been helpful, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video has provided valuable information to you. Be sure to share this video with other small business owners to spread the word about the importance of cybersecurity. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you want more information about cybersecurity, visit us at www.cybervenger.com.